What's good, everybody? Welcome. So I really want to know podcast, man. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Trying out a new microphone. I have two microphones with this setup, and I never ever used the second mic. I'm using it now. I'm using it now, man. How y'all feeling out there, bro? How y'all feeling? Let's get this party started. Welcome. Man, I tell you what, I apologize for the earlier show. Man, it was just glitching like crazy, bro. Couldn't get it to not glitch, bro. Couldn't get it to not glitch. It was going crazy. We got Brother Michael Lee in the building. What's good, man? Man, what's happening? Like Anton cooked those weave hair hat hooligans. Man, it was vicious. It was vicious. God. Oh, I remember I was home that night. And I just happened to see it in my feed after hours, which I don't really watch a lot of after hours because, I don't really get anything out of it. But I saw it was Anton, and I was looking for, like, what was the early interview? Because I'm pretty sure that they had him on just a regular interview with Myron and Fresh, which I see it now. I know where it is now, but I didn't see it then. I was just looking for it. But you know what? I tuned in for a hot second early on in the show, and I just couldn't, bro. But this video that's out now, MTR is talking about it, Donovan Sharp's talking about it, we're about to talk about it. We got to talk about it, bro, because Anton went into savage mode, bro, and I ain't gonna lie, it was refreshing to see. Let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Get some indeed, bro. And Brother Michael, he saw that earlier interview with Anton, Myron, and Fresh. They were talking about money and property. Yeah, that is the, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the money right there, bro. Like, that's the sweet spot. People talk about Fresh and Fit, the Fresh and Fit podcast, Myron and Fresh. And you're like, they're going to get canceled. They're going to get demonetized. You can tell that folks were definitely after them. Like, there's no doubt about it. They were being hunted. And people took some great shots at them, like mighty fine, like just haymakers at them. And Myron and Fresh always managed to survive. Why? Because what they're talking about, and what I mean by that is, like, this particular lane right here, when Myron and Fresh are talking about the sexual marketplace, when they're talking about mate selecting, when they're talking about what's going on out here today, that can't be touched. And everyone's going to watch it. Everyone's going to watch it. Men, there are men out there who you would never think watch Fresh and Fit. There's so many dudes out there. Now, there's be guys out there like me who's like, I'm cool on the after hours. I've seen it. It is what it is. Most of the guys who watch the Fresh and Fit after hours are the young dudes out there. It's truly their entertainment. They just like watching, these women get dunked on or whatever. Me, it's like, I'm cool. But I really do like the early shows when they're giving the true value and helping dudes become the best version of themselves and showing them the way. And the thing with Myron and Fresh, bro, they're never going to go anywhere because this is what men are concerned about. This is what men are talking about, especially when it comes to dating, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to long-term relationships. Guys watching. I was at the bar networking. Y'all know I'll be out here in these trenches networking. I'm here in Tampa networking. And I was at a pretty cool spot, after hours joint, rooftop, nice. It was one of those places where there's no riffraff in there. Like, it's real dudes, real people. I'm at the bar, and there was a young guy that was sat between me and another dude. And the young guy was just kind of talking some red pill stuff. And you could tell like the young guy was just trying to make a connect, and it wasn't landing. It wasn't really resonating with the people at the bar. So the young guy went away, and it was a dude there about my age, and the guy was like kind of shaking his head like, yo, these young kids today, and it's like, yeah, these young kids today. However, he did make some points, and the guy was like, yeah, you're right about the marriage thing, about relationships or whatever. And then me and this guy went on to have a really good conversation about like, the same stuff that Myron and Fresh talks about, that Dr. Orion Terabin talks about, that Michael Sertain talks about, that Roland Tomasi talks about, that Rich Cooper talks about. That it goes on and on and on and on. And it just blew my mind because during our conversation, I'm having this conversation with this guy, and the guy's probably my age, maybe a little bit older. He's like pushing 60, closer to 60 than I am. But he mentioned the fact that he watches Fresh and Fit every now and then. Because I was mentioning some guests and I was mentioning some things that I saw on the Fresh and Fit podcast, and he was like, oh, so you watch Fresh and Fit? I'm like, well, yeah. And I was surprised because this guy was a business owner. This dude, this is a real top tier guy. Like, this is a guy who, has multiple businesses here in the Tampa area, has done very well for himself. And I was just surprised that he would check it out. And he was like, yeah, I don't watch a lot of it, but, there are some, episodes out there. There's some times when I think the information is spot on, and, I do watch that. And I was just blown away. And this is why Fresh and Fit ain't going nowhere. This is why you'll never be able to get rid of them, because when they stay in that lane, when they stay there, I mean, there's no one out there that can touch them. And when you look at Fresh and Fit, like when you look at the donations, they still get massive donations. They still have a massive presence on Rumble. Like, we're going to see in this clip, it's going to be over 12,000 people watching live on Rumble, another 3,000 or so watching live on YouTube, a handful of people watching on Twitch and all that other stuff. But you're going to see that these guys are still killing it. I still believe that they're demonetized on YouTube. YouTube thought that was going to take all the wind out of their sails, and it didn't. It slowed them down for a little bit, but they're still killing it, man. So, when I see that kind of stuff, man, and shout out to Myron and Fresh. Shout out to Myron and Fresh for doing what they do, man. They're still doing it. Like I said, when they're in the lane, when it comes to the sexual marketplace, when it comes to what's going on out here today, when they are in that lane, they can't be touched. Now, the other stuff, the political stuff and some of the other stuff, I don't subscribe to. If that's what, if that's your thing and, you walk with that, that's fine. But when they just stay in their lane, and whenever Fresh and Fit gets into a little issue, man, they always come back to what got them there, and they're always able to push forward. So, shout out to them. Shout out to them. I wanted to just start with that. But, we're definitely going to get into this Anton Daniels after hours. And I was, I knew there was a matter of time. Once I saw that Myron was on Anton's platform, on the panel, like in like his subscribers, like Anton's world, they look at Myron and Fresh like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's Lucifer in them. You know what I mean? They look at Myron and Fresh like they evil incarnate, especially the females over there on Anton's platform. But there Myron was right there. He's up there, another talking head with all, he's up there with everyone else. And it was a very informative conversation. The women involved on that panel, we broke it down on this platform. The women that were there, like, bro, they were asking questions and getting clarification, and the people trying to roast them or whatever, the people in the chat were trying to come after him with some just stupid stuff. But, Myron did what Myron did. Now, he wasn't trying to get the clip-worthy stuff. He was really trying to have a conversation, and it was a good conversation. So when I saw that, I knew it was a matter of time before Anton would be on Fresh and Fit. So I wasn't surprised at all when I saw that. And Anton spends a lot of time in Miami. Like, who wouldn't? Miami's a beautiful place. I'm trying to tell you, if you've never been to Miami, you definitely want to go. My thing is stay away from South Beach. I don't do that. But Brickell's amazing. The Rouse, off the chain. even Broward. You can go up to Fort Lauderdale, go up to Hollywood, Las Olas. There's so many other places to go. Like Miami is 100% worth the trip. I got to tell you the truth. I've never had a bad time in Miami. Brother Michael would tell you he lives down there. I've never had a bad time. Just went down there just for a day trip with my brother. That was a couple weeks ago now. My brother's still talking about it. It's like, bro, we got to go back down there, bro. We got to live down there. I'm like, I'm going to be living there in 2 years. As soon as my daughter graduates from high school, I'm moving to Miami. That's where you'll find DL Saint. I'll be down there kicking it. Great place to network. Great place to do whatever it is you're trying to do, especially if you're in this YouTube world. But just in general, and I'm retired. So for me, it's like, that's just a great place to be. Like Brickell, just waking up, walking around is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Just getting up every day and just go take a walk. And you want to talk about just cool people. So many cool people down there in South Florida. This is just my take on it. No one paid me. Like the Bureau of Tourism in Florida and down in Miami did not pay me to say those things. I really do like it in Miami. Great restaurants, great lounges. There's tons and tons of things to do. Like you want to go, rent you a boat for 4 hours and just get on the water. That's affordable. Depends on what size boat you get. You want to go to some lounges where it's just grown up folks having a good time. You can do that. You want to go to, some of the coolest cigar lounges, some of the coolest cigar bars in America are down there. Red Phone Booth is one of them. Bro, I could go on and on. You want to go dance, salsa, merengue, bachata, man, it's all down there, bro. You want to go kick it with the Caribbeans, like the Jamaicans and all that, man, they down there doing their thing. It's down there. Everyone is down there. So, you got a couple of dollars burning a hole in your pocket, you're looking to go have a good time somewhere, go to Miami. Like I said, I'm not a fan of South Beach at all. That's just too touristy. It's too whatever. I stay away from that. But as far as everything else is concerned, those other places I mentioned, come on, man. And like living there, boy, I had a great time living there. I can't wait to get back. I really can't wait to get back. And hopefully I'll be down there maybe 4 to 6 months out the year, and the rest of the year I'll be traveling. Going down to Central South America, going to Asia, going to Europe, just doing whatever. I'll be doing that. But I'm telling you, I will be based out of Miami. There's nothing wrong with Tampa. Tampa's a great place. Tampa's a great place, man. Shout out to Tampa, bro. You know what I mean? This is a great place to raise my little girl. Don DeMarco to Tampa. Don DeMarco. But, I will be going to Miami. So let's get into this, guys. Shall we? Shall we get into this? Let me pull this up. Hopefully we won't. So far, so good. Hopefully I won't jinx myself. But so far, we're streaming all right. We're streaming all right, man. Let's pull this up here. Let's do that there. You know what I mean? Oh, there it is. It's starting to glitch just a little bit. But we're gonna power through this, guys. We're gonna power through it. What we're about to watch, bro, was absolutely savage, but it was needed. It was Anton really giving, the panel some tough love, and the women on this panel really needed it. I mean, this is one of the more ratchet panels I've ever seen on Fresh and Fit. Now, granted, I don't watch a lot of after hours these days, so maybe this is the norm. I don't know, because, the type of woman is going to be willing to come onto that platform, to come on to Fresh and Fit or come on to whatever podcast is, we know what type of woman that is, right? You know what I mean? So that right there is going to eliminate, 85% of the women, that I think are maybe even salvageable. You know what I mean? So, but bro, Anton met them where they were, and he did a great job, man. So this is from Mediocre Tutorials and Review, MTR. I wanted to use this clip because he was saying some things that I wanted to comment on as well. And this brother is real sharp. And it's just, watching these young women and some of these old women trying to get clout, trying to get attention, going about it the way they're going about it. It never ceases to amaze me, man. But, let's get into this.
Anton Daniels went up to the Fresh, absolutely cooked. I'm talking bacon, egg, and cheese on the. So, guys, you guys already know I can't stand the 304 mentality. Watching these young girls live this type of lifestyle. You know, obviously there's a market for it, but then at the same time, society where whole shit is normalized. Nevertheless, let's get into the content. Let's watch. Let's have some fun with it.
Look, guy.
No, if you're saying average,
It is so crazy to hear that and to look at the facial symmetry and aesthetics of the young twos, threes, and fours, not below average in the looks department. How do you think that you deserve? Let's just let them call.
regular are two different things.
No. Look, y'all regular chicks. Y'all regular as honestly. Honestly.
Being regular keeps you out of trouble, baby. Like this.
Let's be clear.
You'll never expect nothing from
Let's get regular. So y'all.
I mean, just right there, bro. Like, bro, my whole StreamYard went down. Y'all still with me? Let's see if we got it back yet. All right, so let's do this. Let's pop up here. All right, guys. I lost you guys for a second. It kicked me out. Just hang in there with me. I'm back. Let me check my live feed. All right, my live feed is back. Man, the Matrix is after me, bro. What did I do? I've been gone. I've been chilling. I haven't even been doing anything. Brother Donnie's in the building. What's good, fam? He's like, what did I do? He kicked me out of the studio for a hot second. But now I am back. So I'm gonna try one more time to pull this up. And Anton, by saying these women are average. Right. And that's another thing too. Like if you tell a woman today that she's average, she'll lose her mind. She thinks she thinks you're talking down to her, like you're trying to demean her by calling her average. It's like, baby, most all of us are average. Like I said, on a scale of 0 to 10, falling between 4 and 6. That's the vast majority of us. But these women are just so mad, like, you know what I'm saying? Are you like, you're average? And they are. And he's being nice by calling this gaggle average. I don't see a 6 among them. And think about it, man. They're looking their absolute best. And it's not just about looks, man. It's about attitude, man. It's about how they present themselves, man. The way that they talk. You know, there's not a feminine, there's not a lick of femininity with these women. Not even a lick. But I mean, women get mad if you say, like, baby, I'm average. What are you talking about? You know, I mean, I'll fall in there, you know, but the scale for men and the scale for women are different. So what men look for is way different than what women look for. So when you're gonna judge me according to the female lens, then yeah, I'm definitely above average. And that's simply because of the financial component. Like, I'm doing all right. I'm retired. You know, the money that I have to spend out through family court is, I'm gonna keep it 100, bro. It's the money I spend out in family court, the money they take from me, is more than most people's net. You know what I'm saying? It's more than their net monthly income. Like, it's crazy that that's a thing. But when you look at that, and it's like, wow, I'm up there, because women gauge men differently than the way that men gauge women. Like, men are just looking for fit, friendly, submissive, you know, what, just really fit, friendly, and feminine. right? Shout out to Kevin Samuels. That's what dudes are looking for universally. You know what I mean? From the highest tier guy all the way down to the lowest tier guy. That's what they're looking for. And it's about finding it. And these women, they don't have that. They just don't have that. So let me pull up this video again. Hopefully we'll be able to get through it. It's definitely StreamYard. At the end of every stream, they ask you how the video was. I'm gonna have to send them a little nasty gram. It's like, man, my video was messed up. It's definitely StreamYard. Hopefully this will get the kinks out of it, and we can get back to it. We can get back to it. So, and I'm looking at my live feed, and there's like a little bit of a lag, but Anton said that these women were average, and I think he was being nice when he said that. Let's go back and listen to it one more again.
Like this.
Let's be clear. There's nothing wrong with being regular. You don't even like men, so you shouldn't be talking about that. So it's not even applicable to you. But y'all should not be getting y'all regular as fuck. Listen, I'm gonna just tell y'all the real. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all.
Okay.
Y'all gonna get out here and y'all gonna chase some shit and y'all gonna fuck y'all life up.
Well,
I'm telling you the honest to God truth
but who's
on everything.
chasing?
Look at
Y'all think that this shit is sweet, y'all gonna get y'all life fucked up.
yeah.
And to be honest with y'all, most of y'all probably pass up on the guy that y'all supposed to be with.
Facts.
From being a father. I believe that he has an adult daughter, probably 2 to 3 to 4 years removed from his daughter. So don't put this in the context of someone just going up there and telling women that they ain't shit. Put it in the context of a father lending a, just like I just went up
Definitely
on.
a market for this. Miss AKA ladies in the building. What's good, sis? I'm having all kind of technical issues. Good to see you, sis. I'm having all kind of technical issues today. Maybe I have some sort of virus that I downloaded to this computer. This computer I only use for this. I only use it for streaming. I'm still running Windows 10. Windows is trying to get me to upgrade it. Like, nope, I'm gonna leave it where it is. I could have a virus. I've been, getting a whole lot of, I do check my emails through here sometimes, and I kind of do all that, but it might be something. But we're just gonna keep trying to push our way through this thing. But what Anton is telling these women, he's just keeping it 100. He's actually talking to them with the male energy that they project. I don't know if these women realize just how masculine they are. Right? And they sit around and they say these things. I mean, I don't have to watch the beginning of this video and listen to them introduce themselves to tell that these women are extremely masculine. Like, these women are just out there, bro. Out there. Why would a guy want to spend any real time with a woman like that if he has options? Right? And most of your guys, definitely all of your top tier guys, like your dudes who are up there, like the high value man, the top tier man, that guy, the top 20%, whatever you want to say, that guy has options. The only thing he would do with this type of woman is smash her. Right? He wants, because these girls with all this masculine energy and with no femininity whatsoever, these are the chicks that the Frisco kid talks about, man. These are the girls who flex the back. Big up to these girls.
Tell what Frisco I say.
You know what I have to tell them, say? Big up my girl on the side, cause of them flex the best. You know me love this up, what them girl you possess. Oh my,
they don't like that? Yeah, big up to them girls who smash the best. And that's what these girls are. This is what we were dealing with in the hood. Like the ratchet hood chick type women. Like, even when I got to LA, them girls in the barrio, them girls in the trailer park, they will always try to match your masculine energy. And the whole time the dude was just like, I'm just waiting to smash. I'm not taking you anywhere where people know me. I'm not taking you anywhere where I can be seen by someone I do business with. I'm going to keep you in these little hood pockets. And I'm going to run up in here at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, or have you come over. Really, they want to come over because they want a breather. They want to get out of the hood. They want to come to your spot. Yeah, I'll let you come over 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Come over, you know what I'm saying? Beat it up. And then send you on your way before the sun comes up. You can't be walking around my apartment complex. You can't be walking around my condo. You can't be walking around my house. You can't be interacting with the folks that I live around. Why? You're too ratchet. Simple as that. You're too masculine. You're too ratchet. And all them women like, well, how come you don't do this? And how come you don't do that? And how come you don't introduce me to these people? Because you ratchet. You're embarrassing. But I ain't too embarrassing for you to bend over. Exactly. We all got to play our role. That's your role. That's how you made the team, right? Everybody ain't Shador Sanders. Everybody ain't Joe Burrow. You know, you can't come out here and think that you're going to get your time to shine. You know, some dudes, all they're going to be able to do is make the scout team. All they're going to be able to do is play special teams. That's their role. They ain't never going to be the franchise guy, and that's fine. Right? That's your role, shorty. And that's the message he's trying to convey to these young women, which is funny. Most of them don't want to listen. There are a couple women here that are going to try to listen to him. You can see them getting, you know, they're getting quiet. But, you know, Anton gets on them too. So I'm gonna keep trying to stream this, y'all. I'm looking at my strength, and maybe I'll go and I'm gonna go and turn my camera down. Maybe I'll do that. Get the camera. Let me get out of this 1080p. Let me go to 720 and see if that helps out at all. Let's see if that helps out at all. I'm not seeing any change, but hey, we're gonna keep trying to get through this, guys. I apologize in advance, but I want to keep hearing what Anton has to say. Let's keep going.
Only fans is it, and got allegedly $1 million in 3 hours, blinded by the attention that they received within the dating marketplace when men really don't fit that infernal wall, baby. Let's keep going.
Yes. What if the person... I know it don't mean nothing. I'm just saying, I'm talking to the audience because y'all ain't hearing shit. Y'all gonna do whatever the fuck y'all want to do. You got comeback.
Yeah, I'm sorry, because I'm not going to be able to do this. StreamYard is not working with me today. I'm trying. We're just going to have to go without it. I linked all of the videos in the description below. Make sure, if y'all haven't seen it, make sure y'all check out the video later if you haven't already seen it. Yeah, every time I try to stream and show it here, bro, it's just not working. It's immediately dropping my signal strength and all that. We got Snuggle 668. I ain't seen Snuggle in a bunch of Snuggle. Let's give you a proper done, DeMarco. I ain't seen you in a bunch of Sundays. What's going on? What's going on, fam? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm gonna just I'm gonna hold off on trying to stream that because, you know what I mean? We just gonna blame Cody. We just gonna blame Cody out because Cody is King was on here earlier. He was like, man, I think it's my fault, which is not his. I'm just kidding. That's my brother. I'm just chilling and kidding. Is where it is what it is. But we're just gonna chop it up for now, and then I'm gonna try to run this back. I'm gonna try to see if I can pull that up and let it play a little bit. Just kind of let the stream do its thing. Right now, full strength, full signal, everything's going great. But the minute I try to stream, bring something up, it starts acting up. But the women that were on that panel, all of them except for one. There was one woman who appeared to be Caucasian. I don't know, she could have been Latino. But then you have, the rest of the women were of color, but the majority of women were African American. right? And the question they were asked, like, would you consider dating a regular guy? And they all right away were like, oh, no, ain't no way, blah, blah, regular. Why? Because they all believe that they are above average. So a regular guy being an average guy, would you do that? And they're like, no. And Anton just went in. Myron and Fresh didn't say a word through this part of the interview, like this part of the after hours. They were just hitting sound effects buttons. They didn't say a word. Anton was just smoking these women. And a couple of the girls who were sitting there realized, like, yeah, looking like a fool right now. Yeah, this dude is who he says he is. Yeah, this dude is financially secure. Yeah. I mean, Anton has a social media presence that is more than respectable, bro. Like, he has one channel that'll do 70 million views a month. And if y'all know how YouTube pays out, bro, you get paid for every 1,000 views. So Anton is doing all right. Shout out to him. You know what I mean? Shout out to him for being able to make that happen. This YouTube game, bro, this social media game ain't easy. And he one of the, you know what I'm saying? He one of the kingpins. And he on there just talking to these women. And coming from a guy who's been married over 20 years, same woman, has children, raised them, did his thing. I mean, you got to respect that. Now, you know, I don't really follow his platforms. I'll watch this stuff every now and then. It'll just pop up. It'll be something good like this. You know, it'll just pop up there and I'll check it out. And it's like, yeah. Or that time we had Myron on there. He had Myron on his platform, you know, a handful of times. Yeah, it was some good conversations going on. This guy has, you know, he's sitting here talking to these women and he went around to each of them like, yo, it's like, you a 304. I knew when you first walked in here, I know your game. He was breaking their game down to them, leaving them speechless. Man, we got to try this again. I got to try to bring this up again, bro, because this is such a good learning opportunity. We got to try to bring this up again. I'm going to try to share this screen. I'm going to try to bring it up. And when it comes up, I'm just going to play it and try not to interrupt. I hope we can keep this thing rolling.
What if the person, what if you're not attracted to the person that's for you?
Exactly. Then they're not for you.
Merch.
If that's supposed to be your person, they will find a way, or you will find a way. How about no? I don't believe that.
You shouldn't chase love.
You don't have to believe it. I'm telling you the truth.
Love, it comes natural.
It don't come natural. Love is an action word. It's not a feeling. It's an action. It's not in order to make sure that everybody else is taken care of around you.
Anton, are you using the word sacrifice and love in the same sentence?
Hear that.
It's like the brother.
I hope y'all could hear that when he was so. Man, why is StreamYard giving me a hard time tonight, y'all? Because this is important. Right? This video is important. Why is StreamYard giving me such a hard time? So one of the women there, because they were talking about, I think Anton made the comment that, hey, you guys have already passed up the man for you. You've passed him up. Either you left him behind completely or you put him in the friend zone and you're going to leave him there while you continue to wreck yourself, you know what I mean? Go out here and get your face kicked in by the world and then come back to him when you're all used up. That's kind of what he was meaning by that. And the women were like, well, no, because you know, God will find a way or the universe will find a way. If that's the person you meant to be with, y'all going to be together no matter what. And it's like, that's a lie. That's a lie. And that's when he got to talking about love. He was like, love is an action word. And what he means by that is love takes work. And he ain't lying. Love takes work. I don't know why people think we're in love and we're going to live happy. Well, I do know why. It's the Disney fairy tale. But, you know, people, these women are like, well, I can act any way I want to act, do whatever I want to do, how I want to do it. And that's okay because at the end of the day, this man is going to be here for me. And that's not necessarily the case. That's not necessarily the case, y'all. You know, so this is what he's trying to explain to them. He's trying to let them know that that's not the case. Okay, it looks like it's actually letting you guys hear the audio, so that's cool. The video might be glitchy, but you're getting the audio, so that's cool. And he's trying to tell him, like, nah, that's y'all been sold a bill of goods. That's a lie. These dudes are not going to be just sitting here waiting on you forever. Especially now with this technology, these dudes are learning how women make select. They're learning what women are doing. You know, women are quick to point a finger. Uh-oh. Like, y'all know I'm using the arm from the other side, so I ain't used to it. I'm like hitting the mic stand. But women will point to someone like me and like, oh, you were out here, you was running a rotation and you was spinning plates and you had all these girls and da-da-da-da-da. And then I'll sit there and I'll say, yeah, that's true. You know what I mean? When I was doing my thing, especially when I was young, when I was broke, because I had the game, I knew what I was doing. It's like, yeah, I was doing that, but guess what? Every woman I was messing with was running a rotation too. It was mutual, baby. It's the game. Don't think for a second that I was dealing with some woman who was like the perfect woman who wasn't seeing anyone else, and she was, you know, completely into me, and we were gonna, you know, live forever and ever and ever and ride off to the sunset. Nah, not one of them. They all had somebody they was dealing with. Right? What do women call it today? Situationship. How's a situationship? Situationship. If you're in a situationship, that's going to keep you from having your husband. And that guy you think is beneath you, when in fact, he's at your level or maybe even ahead of you. The average dude is ahead of the average woman. How do we know this? Look at the stats. Right? Men still out earn women. Average men, like, you know, there are women coming out of college now doing well. That shift is going on, but generally speaking, men out earn women. Even the women who are coming out of college, when they deal with plumbers and pipe fitters and electricians and stuff like that, those men are still out earning those women. And those women want those men. Why? Because those guys fulfill the hypergamous need to have a guy that's bigger than them, financially, taller than them, physically fit, and other women want. So they're like, yeah, I'm cool with that guy. He doesn't have to be a doctor or a lawyer or architect, you know what I mean? But, you know, he's a CDL driver, owns his own trucking company, so I'm cool with that. He's making $250,000 a year. You know what I mean? So the hypergamy thing is being satisfied. Let's continue.
They're like sacrifice, love. What does that even mean?
Exactly.
But I think that it's important that they hear his definition, because really that definition is synonymous with a man's definition. A man shows love for that of others, of his family. So to hear love conjoined with sacrifice in the midst of a 20-year-old woman that probably has her cash app in her body.
Not about how you fucking feel. It's about what you do that you wouldn't normally do in order to want to do when you don't want to do it. Most of y'all just doing this shit based off of feelings, based off of emotions, and you're going to get your fucking feelings hurt. Because I'm going to just tell you, listen, I'm telling you.
I wasn't having these issues, this glitching issue. I'm looking at the feed. It's driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy, man. But we're going to power through this. Because, ladies, if you're watching this on Team Replay, or ladies, if you're watching this now with my glitching live, if you're watching this now, he's not talking down. That's not what he's doing. That's not what he's trying to do. He's trying to break through. He's just trying to use tough love to break through, to try to shake these women out of it. Like, look, sis, get it together. Wake up. Like Spike Lee said in that movie, man, wake up. You on the path to ruin. There's nothing down there. Wake up. You know, like and women don't understand, like, when it comes to love, the sacrifice involved, and, you know, the honor of being in love, and, you know, the feeling you get when you do make those sacrifices, when you do go and do something you don't want to do, when you don't want to do it, as he said. That's all it is, man. Having a healthy relationship means doing for others, doing for your wife, man, doing for your children. doing for your family, doing for your clan. That's how you really get true happiness. True happiness is not going out and buying yourself some shoes with red bottoms or going out and buying yourself, an Hermes bag secondhand because you can't afford to do it firsthand. You can't afford to handle the buy that's required to even get offered to buy a Kelly or a Birkin. And for those women who can, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Those women who can, like, they doing their thing. For those women who can, shout out to you. You know what I mean? I got my I'm listening to myself on my phone now because I'm really like, man, I really want to be able to keep showing this video, but like every time I pull it up, it messes with the signal strength. It messes with the signal strength. And I'm not even sure if you guys can even type in the chat. I don't know if you guys are just listening, or I don't know if you could type in the chat. Let me see if I can type something real quick. I'm just going to put yo and send it. Yeah, okay. At least you guys can type. You can type. That's good. That's good. But women, I think today's modern women, especially these younger women, man, they need this tough love. They need to be awakened to what's going on because it's hurting them long term. Because once they're past it, it's over. Who's going to really want to rock with them? Because at the same time that women are refusing to change, men are changing. The bottom 80 guys are becoming more attractive to women because they're doing the work. Guys understand you got to get to the finish line. So more and more dudes at the bottom are actually doing the work. Now, the guys who aren't doing the work, they just going to give up. And women don't care because they don't see them anyway. But there's so many more guys becoming visible to women. And I'm here to tell you, man, like, women don't want to be alone. They don't. Women want that companionship. They want to have someone that they care about, that cares about them. So when I see someone like Anton on the Fresh and Fit podcast after hours talking to young women, trying to get them to see, trying to shake them awake verbally, like, hey, wake up. And these women are so ratchet, bro. I mean, it's just one of those things I'm just looking at. I'm like, these women are definitely so masculine, so ratchet. And there's one woman sitting there wearing brown. She's not even saying much. She's sitting there, and Anton gets into her too, man. Let's see if we can play this a little bit more.
I'm telling you.
Except for when you need them on the yacht. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to take the modest ones up on the yacht. Right? So the day trip. You're going to take these ones up on the yacht because you already know by the end of the night, it's going to be one of the most interesting. Let's just leave it there.
Yeah, these girls are going to be
interesting nights that you can ever have. But besides that, you project so you get treated as such.
Yeah. It don't matter what you can't act like a nigga. You're not a nigga. At the end of the day,
yeah, this one is super masculine.
You can walk that shit. You can talk about where you from. It don't fucking matter. Y'all not us. You can't endure like us. You can't bounce back like us. You can't.
You learned the game from your mom. What you talking about?
I had a strong father.
Oh man, please.
I'm
Where
not
you thought
broken
your
like
dad
y'all.
got the game from? His mom.
I'm not broken like y'all. Hey, y'all ain't even got y'all parents in y'all life.
My parents died, but I was raised by Jesus. You better believe it.
No, you wasn't.
Yes, I was.
No, you wasn't. That's why you out here liking coochie.
So what? That's
why
my
you liking
preference.
coochie.
That's what I like, baby. I like what I like.
You broken.
I'm not broken at all.
And ain't nobody actually told you the truth.
Wow.
That's my sexuality.
No, you ain't. You out of pocket.
That's what I like. I'm not out of pocket. I'm in pocket.
No, you ain't.
That's what I like.
Wow.
You need help. You have broken, alone, and ain't nobody gonna fuck with you. And the only reason why you keep going with women, the only reason you keep fucking around with women is because you looking for something to make you feel better in the interim. But ain't shit gonna come for you.
And bro, he ain't lying. I've seen that a million times. I've seen women who are like, you know, I'm into girls now. Nah. The attention dried up with the men. Dudes started, she realized that she can't pull the same caliber of guy, and she wants 100% attention. So it was the gay women who were giving her that attention, and that's what she went to. And this is why you have so many gay women out here like, you know, I'm done messing with women. These are like the masculine gay women. You know what I'm saying? Like the butch chicks, because they still fine. They got nice bodies. They got cute faces. They don't, you know, they're the ones that don't wear makeup, and they're still fine. That's why you got so many cases of them. Like, yo, I'm done. You know what? I'm gonna start messing with men again. You know, I've seen some videos when they're like, I've never messed with a man before, but now I am because I'm done dealing with these chicks. Right? Anton went all the way in on this woman. He called her broken. She is. I mean, we all deal with stuff, man. It's really about how you bounce back from adversity and how you recover from adversity, right? And you got women like this, you know, he was saying, y'all aren't men. Y'all can't handle the world. Y'all can't handle this pressure like men do. And the girls in the background like, yes, we can. We are just like men. That is really an issue. That is really an issue. And those women, every woman at that table is trying to get themselves a top tier guy. They're all trying to get a top tier guy. They don't stand a chance. And that's what he means when he says that you're done. He's talking to this woman. He's like, you're done, sis. He's going to say this in a minute. He's like, I've seen 1,000 women just like you. And I have too. They ain't anybody's hood, bro. They're done. You'll see them at like 42, 46, 48 years old. Spent. They're just done. Whenever they, you know, they got that itch they won't scratch, you know, they just let whatever dude happens to be walking by the door talk a little crazy, like, come on in here. It's always a Pookie or a Ray Ray, you know, walking around with a, you know what I'm saying, with a thing is going to come in there and run up in her Foxy Brown, and then she kicks them back out. Always dealing with baby daddies, right? Never, ever having the opportunity to have that special relationship and really, truly know love. That's what he means when he's telling her, like, you're done. You know, and it's, you know, you hear it, and it's, Anton's not hating on these women. He's really trying to help in his own way right here. And, you know, sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes you need somebody to just shake you back into reality. Like, yo, what you're doing is bad for you. What you're doing is, and if it's bad for you, it's bad for your kids. And if it's bad for your kids, it's bad for your grandkids. Right? There are a lot of us out here who are scarred and barred. Shout out to my cousin. That's one of his rap songs, Scarred and Barred. Like, you go out here and you deal with stuff, man. You know, now you scarred and barred, man. You don't know what to do. And you don't know how to handle goodness. You don't know how to handle grace that comes your way. All you know, you're like that hurt animal. All you know how to do is just lash out. We've all been there. It's about gathering yourself, composing yourself, and coming back better. Right? That's the masculine burden of performance. That's the hero's journey. And that's what most men should face in some shape or form. Women shouldn't have to face that. You don't want your women to have scars on them. You don't want your woman to have physical scars, and you don't want her to have emotional scars. But there's so many women out here who do. Why? Because of their choices. This is what they chose to do. So yeah, now they scarred and barred too. And then you think you're doing something, it's like, you know, like you're trying to holler at someone, and either her hypergamous nature kicks in and she tries to monkey branch onto another guy and leaves you behind in the cold, or she was faking the funk, acting like she's feminine and trying to submit to you and be with you and be on your program until one day she's in a bad mood and you want to make a left and she tells you to go right and you don't go right and she gets out the car and leaves you or tries to attack you. Now you sitting there thinking like, oh man, I don't want to have to deal with the police. I'm not going to fight this woman. So it's so many of us out here who are scarred. And for the women who are, man, like, go find some help, go read some books, go talk to a pro, go do whatever you got to go do to understand where you at and what you're going through. You know what I mean? We got a VIP in the building, man. Brother Dose is in the building. What's good, fam? Dose of Game is in the building, man. Make sure y'all check out his content. Y'all know I'm always reviewing his content. So if y'all rock with me, make sure y'all rock with him, because Dose will put you on to some real game. And Dose will tell you about what I'm talking about right now. He see it too. And don't think that the player don't know how to use that to his advantage. The player go out here and see these women who are scarred and barred, and what does he do? He gives her the leadership that she craves, right? He doesn't give her the attention. He gives her the leadership that she craves. And she don't even realize why she mesmerized by this dude. He just in her ear hitting her with the true playerism. And that's how that goes. Respect to you, fam. That's how that goes. That's all part of the game. And like I said, man, don't hate the players out here. You can hate the game if you want to, but don't hate the players. Just get your game up. And like those can help you out with that. I'm over here preaching what I preach. And like I said, when it comes to that, what Dose is on, man, shout out to him. And I'm a real one. I don't have a problem acknowledging people who are really good at what they do. Man, Dose is up there. That, like I said, a true player is up there. Up there. When it comes to just putting it down, macking and all that kind of stuff, a real player, bro. Like I said, man, that's just the only thing above that is a pimp. Real talk. And most people ain't never really been around real players. Like y'all don't know how they move. Y'all just don't know. Like real players just be on a different level, bro. They move alone. They out there, man. They're like samurai, bro. They don't go out in packs. Real players just be sitting up there, right, chilling. They know how to holler at women. Right? They see everything. And this is where you got to be. Like I was good. I'm good at what I do, but I'm not a player. I know some players. I've been out with some players, and this is the way they move, man. So shout out to you, Dose. A lot of people's like, man, dang, Saint, you giving him a lot of flowers. Like, man, he deserves it. His platform is on point, man. Check out his ebook. Check out his other books. Like for you guys who really want to get up on your game and you really want to know what I'm talking about, man, go holler at Dose. For real. It's like low-hanging fruit, way too easy, bro. It's too easy. That's a great point right there, bro. Low-hanging fruit is way too easy. And the women sitting at this table here on this episode of Fresh and Fit, trying to, with Anton trying to school up, man, they ain't low-hanging fruit. They're on the ground, bro. That's the stuff that done fell out the tree, done rolled down the hill. Bro, who wants that? Who wants that? Right? If you about that, any kind of playerism whatsoever, if you want the best, man, you got to climb the tree. You got to get up to the tip top to get the best fruit, bro. You got to get up there and pick it while it's ripe. You don't want something done ran down, fell off the tree, then rolled down the hill, then rolled through all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It got little insects in there. It got little, you know what I'm saying? Got worm. You want to get you an apple, then roll down the hill, man. Got all kind of worms in it and everything, man. That's the apple you want. You don't want that apple. Go up there and pick the apple you want. And the way to do that is to get up on your game. And that's just the way to do it, bro. And like I said, I ain't no real player, bro, but I know how to move. I know how to get what I want. But I made some mistakes. The difference, I would say the difference between me and the real players that I'm talking about, man, they really don't make mistakes, man. They just don't. They really, that's like, like quarterbacks in the NFL, bro. Tom Brady. What was Tom Brady's thing, man? He rarely made mistakes. He was methodical with his thing, and that's how players are. Anton, right? The man is good at what he does. He got the wife that he wanted. He got the life that he wanted. Raised his kids. He's doing good, financially set, and he's out here networking. I'm trying to tell you, man, Anton's base, his core base, man, they absolutely hate Fresh and Fit. But there he is. Why? It's a smart business move. And he's on here in savage mode. And his core base that knew him from the beginning, they've seen this before. This is how he got started. I went back and looked at some of his dated stuff. Like, bro, when he was on like Lapeef and all that, like, bro, he was savage. He just revisiting it right now. And he is trying to help these young chicks. Let's continue.
That's how you feel, baby.
No, it's the truth.
That's your opinion.
I done
Your
seen
opinion
1,000
don't matter.
years.
Your opinion
It's
don't
1,000
matter.
years.
You is not God.
Pretty
Your
much
opinion
am.
doesn't matter.
That man said, I'm pretty much. That man just said, I'm almost God.
I'm going to be 100% real. Audience, tell
Get out of
them.
here.
Listen, before Anton explains why he's God, I think that of the women that are at this table right now, there's probably some smart ones amongst them, and I
Maybe two.
ones that you be speaking at.
Facts.
I would say, I don't know about this one. I haven't heard her mouth thus far. And this one over here next to the nose ring.
Glitching, y'all. I hope y'all can hear me, man. This damn thing is glitching out of control, bro. I'm telling you, the Matrix don't want y'all to hear this. I'm gonna have to go ahead and agree with my red pill brothers on that one. Every time, in any other video I do, I have no issues whatsoever. I'm doing this video right here, and it's glitching. It's all out of control. The video I tried to do earlier today, same thing, which is just along the same message. Bro, y'all need to think about that, man. It's a lot of money on that, on the simptastic simps. Right? The bottom 80 guys, the invisible men are the batteries that power our society. Period. Those are the guys. You look at OF, like old boy said about the little Tay chick. Allegedly, she hits 18, and within 3 hours of her being 18 years of age, she's already on OF and already made like $3 million. Allegedly, that's what's being said. You know what I mean? That's what happened. And I believe it. You know what I mean? Because you got these lames out here, bro. They willing to come in. They come off that money so fast, bro. And it's like, again, back before I got into the FAA, like when I came home from the military and I had the 4 years I was sitting at home waiting to get into the FAA, my people would go out and kick it. And one of the things we would do, and I did this in the Army too, we would have girls go get us drinks. Strangers, girls we just met, pull up on them, what's good, what's happening, just start talking. Them girls hit you up saying, you gonna get me a drink? Like, nah, I'm not gonna get a drink. As a matter of fact, you about to give me one. And she's like, oh, is that right? So right off the rip, she listened to the game and she ain't leading. Now, some women just right away, they just run away. They're like, all right, they see what it is, they gone. But most of them, they gonna sit there and try to duel with you. Oh, word, I'm gonna get you a drink. And they're like, I ain't buying you nothing. I didn't say you was gonna buy me a drink, baby. I said you gonna get me one. And then they start smiling. I'm like, so, which one of these lames you in here with? Which one of these lames in your friend zone? Which one of these lames trying to impress you? And they just start laughing. Now they touching you. You know what I'm saying? You so funny, touching you on your shoulder, touching you on your bicep. They want to see if you done did some push-ups in your life. You know what I mean? She already interested in you. She looking up to you taller than she is. She digging your clothes. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have on all the jewelry and all that. You just got to have your own little style. Like, okay, what's your name? Tell me a little street name or whatever. Oh, I heard of you. Where you heard of me? You know what I mean? You want to keep talking to me? I'm going to need that drink, baby. I'm drinking Hennessy and Coke. Go ahead and make that happen for me. You so silly. I'll be right back. And they'll go get that Hennessy and bring it back to you, bro. They'll get some dude to buy a Hennessy and Coke and buy her whatever she's drinking and bring your Hennessy back to you. I can't tell you how many times I had dudes looking at me funny. I'm like, hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. Why you mad at me, player? You know what I mean? I don't buy drinks, so I ain't never in that situation. Right? I ain't buy a drink for a woman until I was like well into my 20s. I was damn near 30 years old before like me and my people started buying drinks. And we just did it just because we really wanted to. I was like, she got good conversation. She, she a good girl. She chilling all right. And by good, I mean she good for the environment we in. She good to go. She was good because I'm looking at the next stage. Yeah. You can get a drink. What you talking about drinking? You know what I'm saying? You better get you a little, get you a little something. What you want? Back then, we was drinking gin. Gin to make you sin. So, like, oh, you want your little gin and tonic? Or you want your little gin and juice? Remember when gin and juice came out? Oh, you want your gin and juice? I got you. I'm going to get gin and juice right here. Got my little Hennessy. And guess what? I'm paying half price anyway because the bartender my people. So they slide me drinks and I'm tipping good. So to me, the cost was net neutral. I don't care. You know what I mean? But that was my game. And like I said, you got to sometimes portray yourself a little bit as the bad boy. You got to have the ability to be a bad boy. You don't have to be bad, but you got to have that ability. In other words, you got to let the woman know, like, I got options, baby. I ain't studying you. I ain't worried about you, shawty. You know what I mean? If you want to slide in, you can slide in. Give me your number. And now it was just like, yo, give me your number. And it was on. All right, I'm going to holler at you. And I'm all talking to the next girl. And they keeping their eye, they sitting over there with they dude, but they keeping an eye on you. That's how you know, man, it's all a game. You got to, if you the good guy, you out here doing everything right, you're going to wind up on somebody's YouTube video talking about, I had a good guy, he was too good, and I got rid of him. You're going to be that dude. Stuck on stupid. Don't waste all this time, energy, and money on some woman And it's not that she didn't want you. She really did want to holler at you. It's just when she hollered at you, was too bland. You weren't what she was really looking for. You was too bland. But let's get back to it.
You think maybe her as well. I don't know. Let's just keep going.
See, I'm the closest to Jesus ever.
So you keep if I was you, bitch, I'll have your fingernails. You don't got no real bitch in your life.
I don't let no woman touch my fingers.
You don't
I'm
have no
from
real
Detroit.
bitch in your life.
I don't have no who.
Fingernails is not
With the
done.
first thing real, that's what's wrong.
The
Fingernails
only
not
nigga in
cool.
here that's been married for 21 years successfully and rich as fuck.
Facts. Tell him that's on.
Might in your
Less
life.
about all that.
Yes, you
I
do.
could care less.
Because a nigga like me would never fuck with a chick
I
like
could
you.
care less. That's your
I'm just
opinion.
telling you the truth.
That's your opinion.
And this is hopefully this
that's
help you.
your
Hopefully
opinion,
this help
though.
you.
But that's your opinion.
Your favorite
your opinion
entertainer,
does not matter.
they all come get
That's
coaching
your
from me.
Opinion.
All
It
of them in
don't
real
matter.
life.
I don't care about that.
In real life.
I
And
don't care
all of
about
y'all,
that.
all of this shit
I
that
could
y'all
care less
chasing,
about
I'm
that.
gonna keep it 100 with y'all. These niggas that's out here fronting this little scammer money and shit, these
Yeah,
niggas is
making
broke.
money.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in real life, it's just fronting so they can make it get in y'all pants.
Yeah.
Now remember how we started this conversation, which
Fact, that's
was,
always been the
would you
game.
ever date an average
Always.
guy? Anton represents an above average guy, so he's letting you know from the way that you portray yourself, I would never look you a particular way. Meanwhile,
Facts. And Anton ain't lying, bro. Whenever someone asks me, whenever I'm on somebody's panel, we up here, we talking, we having these conversations, they'll ask me like, yo, when you were at your peak out here womanizing, did you have money? Like, no, I didn't. In fact, it was the brokest I've ever been in my life. I was out here, I was peaking in the mid 90s, right? From 94 to 96, 97. No, I take from 94 until about 99, really. That's when I was peaking. And that's when I was broke. I was making barely $25,000 a year until I got hired by the FAA. Mind you, I had 2 full-time jobs and a side hustle that whole time. I think the most I ever made probably was maybe 32 grand, maybe. That was like the last year I was in Cincinnati, so like 97, maybe 32 grand. Right? And I was in Cincinnati, I was living a modest life, you know what I'm saying? But I was in the hood. I wasn't hood adjacent. I was still in the hood. That's where I was from. Right? So my cousin and I would have places like we were out in the suburbs. But, you know, like, again, that was a split ticket. You know, me and him, he always worked. I always worked. We was living in the suburbs. But I wasn't bringing down the big bread. Still able to live a good life, but I wasn't bringing down the big bread. And I went to University of Cincinnati for a couple semesters, you know, trying to use my little VA money, which the Montgomery GI Bill and that stuff that we had back then was garbage. Garbage. But still, you know, I was in school for a couple semesters, but then I got hired by the FAA. I was out. So in 1998, I went to the FAA. I went from, like I said, maybe 97. I probably made 32,000 that year. 98, I jumped up to 68 to 72,000, somewhere in there. And 18 months after that, I was in 6 figures. Only problem was I was in Cali. I went from Cincinnati to LA. And the lifestyle change, it was a bump, but it wasn't that big of a bump. It just because LA is so expensive. But yeah, 6 figures, all that. But my peak, bro, I was, like I said, barely making $20,000, $30,000 a year, but I had dimes, plenty of dimes, bro. We was out there doing our thing. Bringing her back, had a little car, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't driving nothing crazy on my own, you know what I'm saying? I had to buy regular stuff or whatever. I wasn't buying clothes like that. I wasn't buying designer stuff because I couldn't afford that. But I dressed nice. Like I said, it doesn't matter what kind of clothes, what brand you wearing. Like that brand don't make you. You make the brand. Them clothes don't make you, bro. You make the clothes. So I was always on point. But guess what? I had mouthpiece. I knew how to talk. I'm talking to these women. And back then, yeah, I was dealing with some ratchet chicks, but not this ratchet. Like these girls right here are just god awful. I just didn't deal with them. Now, some of my homies would. And then, of course, I would play my role. If I had to be there while he trying to holler at some ratchet chick, I'll be there. I'll do my job to keep the girl occupied while he did what he had to do. But the minute he smashed, I was out of there. The girl's like, your friend coming back over here? Like, nah, y'all never see him again. He ain't coming over here. I don't like hood people. I don't like that. Especially in my women, I don't like that. Now, I got some hood folks that we just hood. You know what I mean? That's just who they are. I love them. We've been, that's my people. We've known each other since we was children, since we was kids. But I don't bring my hood folks to go meet with the millionaires and the billionaires. I don't bring them. I can't. They know it. I can't bring you here, bro. You about to mess up this deal. You know what I'm saying? But when I go to like the little hood comedy spot, if I go to the little hood after hours, right, or I go to some hood red carpet event, I bring them to that. You know what I mean? Like our people in here. So you got to be able to move in these different worlds. And this is what Anton's trying to tell them. They're unable to move outside of their own little bubble right here. They're hopelessly lost in this bubble. And Anton is trying to help them out.
While their vision of the above average guy is probably not even an Anton, not even the image of an Anton. It is the image of what he's calling out. The dudes with short money or short-term women, perhaps it's a good match.
Trying to help y'all. See, I'm going to be the father that you never had.
Ooh.
Real talk. See, you rolling your eyes, but you the only snow bunny in here.
See, we found out she half Mexican. She's halfway.
I might have been
I'm halfway too, so I'm just
you out here tricking off on the games in order to try to get niggas to try to subscribe to your OnlyFans. I know your play. Right. You ain't that good at the game, ain't you ain't that good at the game. That's what they do. Let me tell you your play. I seen you when you first came in. You think that you just because you want to that's what you do. So I read you a mile away. But but listen, that shit right? You're gonna expire.
Yep.
You're gonna expire. Ain't no retirement plans for what you do. You got a limited shelf life. What you gonna do after 2-3 years? You got a limited shelf life. I'm being absolutely honest with you.
I already heard this from like every time.
But I want you to let it resonate in your soul right now.
This time I'll pay attention. Go ahead.
Tough love.
No. Real. You got a limited shelf life. What you gonna do in 2 to 3 years?
I plan to open another business.
You what?
It could be anything.
Like, as a person that has spent over $250,000 on studios, and I do have it, and everybody can tell you I got the different sets and everything. It don't work like that.
Facts.
What work? Okay. What you tell me then? Let me know so I can.
I'm telling you that you probably need to get your life together and get with the nigga that's a regular guy that'll love you. That's gonna send. And she's shaking her head like she knows some shit. Y'all don't know shit. Y'all broke as fuck.
Oh,
you're broke as fuck. You're broken. You're broken and you broke. No.
You don't even know us.
Did y'all hear that little bit? The girl, he's like, y'all broke. Y'all don't know nothing. The one girl's like, you don't even know us. And that's the sad part. They don't realize that dudes who know, guys with game, guys who understand what's going on, the minute these women walk through the door, they knew what time it was. Like, oh, I see it all the time. Oh, here she come. There she go. There go one of them right there. You already know. Blinded by the light. They don't know what's going on. These women talking about, I need to have a guy who's making $350,000 a year, and they don't even make $40,000 a year. Like, are you high? Why they think that? Well, because they was smashing some dude who was making $350,000 a couple years ago, and they believe that that's it. That's what I qualify for that. Like, no, you don't. He bent you over and he broke it off. You know what I'm saying? He brought you over the house and he was playing that dance hall. Hey, bend over, girl, bend over. You know what I mean? He just got right up in there, right? And then he sent you on your way. But women think like, well, no, it was, it just didn't work out. And they think that that's what they deserve. You're not going to get that. And Anton is telling her, like, you know, little shorty, like, oh, you're going to be a content creator. Oh, you're going to open up a content space. You're going to invest some money. You're going to do what Adam 22 did. You're going to do what 4 or 5 entrepreneurs did just here in the Tampa area alone. I can tell you about 3 or 4 content studios that are open. I even went to one. I just wanted to see what they were doing. You know, I wanted to see the area. I go in, you know, they got a little warehouse or whatever. I look at it. I'm like, all right. You know, I'm trying to, in my mind, think, what are they going to be paying per square foot here? What do they have to offer? And what do they have to offer? They got Rodecaster Pros just like I do. They got Sony ZV-1s with zooms on there, just like this one, right? They got computers sitting there, and they'll have like 3 or 4 different settings or backgrounds, like studios. Like you have like Studio A, B, and C or whatever, maybe a Studio D, right? And they have a technician is going to, you know, run all the sound for you. Right, there's going to be a boss man there. Someone has to be the general manager or whatever and run the whole thing. What does all that mean? That means there's a lot of money. That's a lot of overhead. If you don't own the building, and if you don't own the equipment, and like either you borrowed the money to buy the equipment or something along those lines, like you have to make a certain amount of money every month or you're not going to have the studio. It's hard. It's hard, man. Yes, sir. I'm in Tampa, bro. I'm in West Chase, man. But, you know, I'll be down, you know, I'll be everywhere. You catch me in Hyde Park, man. So, Brother JS, man, shout out to you. I got the wrong button. Let me show you a little bit of love, bro. Shout out to you. Come check us out, man. Come check us out at Elena's Cigar Lounge. That's Will Golson's Cigar Lounge, man. It's over here in the Town and Country area. Come check us out, bro. Come check us out. Pull up on Friday or Saturday, man. I'm in there all the time. Let's get together, bro. Let's get together. Pleasure meeting you. I'm glad you're here. But yeah, man, I'm in Tampa. And y'all know what I'm talking about. He's seen them. You're in Tampa. You see these, you know, studios opening up all over the place, bro. They're audio, slant video studios, YouTube studios. It's a lot of money. And people don't realize that the overhead on that is insane. It's insane. When you get their price points, you look at it and it's like, bro, for this package, you're looking at spending close to $100 an hour. And then that doesn't even include editing. Some places are like, oh, it's this plus, then you have to pay a little more for editing, and we'll do this, we'll do that. It's a business. And there's not enough people, there are not enough content creators with the money to invest for that kind of, you know, production quality. Now, LA, it was the same thing in LA. LA been doing this for decades. You go out, if we were in LA, bro, I could put together a whole movie, right? With all of the talent that's floating around out there. But, you know, it's all relative. Like just my sound men, like the people I would use to do my sound when we would do, you know, we'll do like a short or we would do like a short film or whatever we're doing, right? Just my sound guy for the day would cost me $300. That's just sound. Still gonna need cameras. You're gonna rent those cameras, or what are you gonna do? You're gonna buy your own cameras. You need camera operators. Right, you need light. You need you need the guys walking around with all that gaffer tape. You know what I mean? You need all that. You need the location, and if you're doing it above board, you need to go and get your permits. If you're gonna do guerrilla style, now you need to be working with people who know how to move, so you can set up, shoot, and get out of there before the authorities show up. You know, it's like this chick is like, yeah, I'm gonna set up a YouTube a studio. Yeah, I'm just going to make money off of other content creators. Like, no, you're not. And then, like, I mean, how many content creators are out here really making money on YouTube? We're, you know, like Anton, Fresh&Fit, MTR, you know, like what percentage of that? And it's probably less than what, 5% of those guys are actually making money to the tune of, you know, like tens of thousands of dollars a month. You know, I've been doing this for over 2 years, and I don't know, I think in 2 years' time, maybe I've made $1,000. Like maybe. That's great. And it's like, well, you know, you don't have any advertisers yet. Like, well, I'm not generating the views yet. So, you know, there's a whole process there. So she definitely doesn't have a plan. Anton told her, like, your shelf life is going to be brief. What are you going to do next? And all he said was, why don't you just get with that guy who loves you for who you are right now with the tattoos and the chubbiness and the 304 pass? Why not just get with that guy? Hypergamy won't let her. That's why. Hypergamy will not allow her to be with the guy that she's meant to be with. Again, if you go to Fit, I'm pretty sure they did it on this show. They're gonna ask the women to rate themselves. You know, where do you rate yourself? And every last one, I'm gonna say they're a 10. Y'all can't be 10s. How is it that every last one of y'all are a 10? Be realistic. And if they were to realistically rate themselves on a scale of 0 to 10, they would all fall between what? 4 and 6. And I don't see a 6 at this table. Let's continue.
I got a chick like you that look just like you in my phone right now that's trying to get flew out. What you talking about? She look just like you.
Allegedly. But this is a different.
No, that's real talk in real life. What you think, man?
He wants to roast everybody.
Did I say that I cheat? I said I got a chick like you that's trying to get flew out.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're
Conversating with her.
And so what? What's the point? What's your point? I'm a content creator. I do 70 million on one channel.
Wow. Tomorrow.
Anything else?
like no,
because you wasn't talking shit. You was all quiet. You wanted to be a little silent and stuff. You wanted to be mysterious. That shit don't work.
You know what's funny about all this, man? You can tell those women that on the table respect him because they all bowing down to him. They respect him, bro. They're not getting crazy. They're not standing up throwing stuff. They're not trying to hit him, right? And these chicks are ratchet, bro. They're sitting there. They respect this dude. Why? Because they sense the street in this guy. Like, all right, he made it. And he probably did start same place I started. He might have started worse off than me. Now look at him. 70 million views a month. 70 million views a month if he only got $1 a view, bro. do the simple math on that. 70 million. Let's definitely collab, fam. Temple Terrace, yeah, you around the corner, bro. Everything's around the corner for me. I'm 35 minutes away from everything, man. Hit me up. Do me a favor, fam. Hit me up on Insta, bro. That's my Instagram scrolling down there at the bottom, man. Hit me up. Let's collab. Let's absolutely collab, bro. Let's go grab a cigar. You know what I mean? Chop it up. We can go to David House too, but I say let's go to Elena's. You know what I mean? Or we can go to David House, whatever. I mean, hell, we can go to Penthouse, bro. We can go to Penthouse, man, because y'all know I love to find them girls who flex the best, bro. Just like Cisco, man.
Tell what in Frisco, I say.
You know what I have to tell them, say. Big up my girl on the side, cause of them flex the best. Oh my
Big up to them girls who we know they flex the best.
Let me tell you something.
Yo, let's get together, bro. Like I said, we can go to Penthouse, man. We can go scores, we can go whatever. You know what I mean? Let's definitely let's collab, fam. I look forward to meeting you, man. So hit me up on Insta, man. Hit me up on Insta. Anybody else out there watching this on Team Replay or whatever, if you're in the Tampa area, if you're in Florida, if you're in Miami, I'm down in Miami all the time. I'm in Dade, I'm in Broward all the time, man. Let's collab. Let's collab, bro, because y'all know I love to network. Cigar International. Let's make it happen. Brother JS, let's make it happen, man. Cigar International. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be up there next week, 26th, I believe. Some of my homies are going to be up there, some newfound homies, some solid guys. Some of my Dominican brothers are going to be up there. So, yo, hit me up on Insta, bro. I'll let you know exactly when I'm going to be there. Let's collab, for sure. For sure. But, yeah, these women respect Anton. Because hood recognize hood. I don't care where you from. You going to know when you talk to somebody like, yeah, they from where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Cincinnati. I'm in Cincinnati in L.A., and I'm talking to dudes from South Central, man. I'm talking to dudes from Watts. I'm talking to dudes from Pacoima. Doesn't matter. You know, I'm East L.A. Hood is hood. Latino, black, white, it don't matter. You peep it like, oh, this guy, all right, he one of us for real. So you're going to sit back and listen. And that's what these girls are doing. Their feelings might get hurt a little bit. Feelings get singed a little bit. But they listening in. They listening closely. He trying to save them, man. But hey, man, I wish I could. I save her. I want to be saved. They looking for Captain Save her.
Oh, she belongs to the streets.
Right.
up on, I think he said a channel, is so damn crazy. There's mainstream news organizations that don't even touch anywhere close to that. So he's not broke, not a dusty, has a wife, raising a daughter. At this point, if you smart sitting at that table, you're going to just shut up, listen to him, and soak in the game. But it's super dope to see this as well, because what Anton is demonstrating right now is what I talk about on the channel oh so often, is that men that build their value through their purpose, and they are the best or the top of their class or their industry or their business. You can not only just talk the talk, but then you can also back it up by walking that walk as well, with receipts, with actions.
Oh, fellas, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something, fellas. Y'all better stop being so nice. Because the nice guys is the ones that they... Do you ever want to play another girl save game?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Facts.
I mean, I guess not, but...
No. So you guess not. You going and talking to a chick with a kid is like playing another man's save game.
Oh, shit.
That's what it is. They don't like it.
But ain't you got a jump start when you save a game? Don't you already got a head start a little bit?
You going to play another man's game.
She's funny.
It's like,
She's funny.
You got a head start.
never,
That's
ever,
actually funny.
ever. Don't adopt
with
these kids. Listen, when you see a chick with a kid, you don't have to tell her directly. I don't want y'all to be literal. Them kids, bro. That's not your kid. He don't look like you.
Facts.
He ain't never gonna be yours. He ain't never gonna respect you. When he get older, he gonna look for his father.
Facts.
That's the
He
truth.
gonna try to understand where he came from. You gonna take care of another man kid for no reason. Go start your own fucking family.
Facts. Very true.
Don't be a bitch. Start your own fucking family.
Wow. Savage.
They quiet.
Savage.
You can tell the men who have kids already to do the right thing. That's what you
Man, you got multiple baby daddies. That's not
Thankless
fun.
job, man. Ain't worth it.
Yeah, a whole lot, man.
You gonna suffer being a dad. Might as well have it be your kid, man.
Man, the whole time I enjoyed that shit, man. That shit was funny as fuck.
I don't understand. I don't know what y'all think y'all gonna get out of this life. Y'all gonna get a wet ass. And you're going to get nutted on, and we're going to send you back to the streets, and that's going to be the end of it. And here's the thing, we all slut, y'all. Even if y'all don't know, like, we see y'all, oh, that's the hoe, that's the chick, that's the good girl, we probably going to hold off on. See, you ain't never been a good girl, so that's why you're saying
Judging by
that.
the cover.
You ain't never been a good
You
girl.
could tell
I seen you when I said, oh, she for the streets immediately.
You could just
Never
tell.
Honest to God.
And the thing is that she don't know why. It's something in between the length of her nails, the way that she talks. She will never realize why her image projects for the streets or low class. But here,
She projects masculinity. She walks in the room projecting masculinity. She uses her body as a way to bring in what she wants, to get what she wants. Right? Bro, it is what it is. I ain't mad at it. Get down. Big up to the girls who flex the best. She one of them. Right? There's nothing feminine about this batch of women, and they don't even know how to be feminine. These are the chicks that, yo, bro, you got to call them bro. You got to call them the N-word. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Come on, what's up, dude? You got to call them dude. When you talk to them on the phone, you talking to them like that. They're the ones. These girls. Right? These are the ones you just, whatever. What did he say? They're going to come back and they're going to get, you know what I mean? They're going to get nutted on. Like, Jesus. But it's true. You know what I mean? It's true. We got Dr. B in the building. What's good, fam? It's true. They're going to get rolled hard and put away wet. And at the end of the day, they're going to be unhappy because they didn't get the guy that they felt they deserved. And they overlooked the guy that loved them. Right? Didn't I just say, like, you don't want to be a good guy? You gotta at least act, you gotta have some bad boy traits. What did you just say? You don't want to be the good guy. You don't want to be the good guy, man. These women to get you and spit you out, bro. They'll tear you up. They'll tear you up, bro. They hunting for the good guy. And what they're going to get out of it? They're going to get a little bit of money. They're going to get experiences, right? They're going to get that validation for free. They're going to get that attention from you for free. And they have no intentions of doing anything with you or reciprocating. Not at all. Not at all. The good guy always gets done over. Always. Yeah, they going viral, bro. Dr. B is down in LA, man. Like I said, bro, if you get some time, I'm telling you, Carbone, South Beach, off the chain, bro. Hey, man, if you're looking for a good spot to grab a bite to eat, right, if you're in Brickell, like right there in Brickell, man, hit up Mamo's. Mamo's is on, I think it's South Miami or Brickell Ave, one of the two. Hit up Mamo's. It's like not even 2 or 3 buildings down from Komodo, right? So Mamo's is great, bro. The truffle, they got like a truffle pizza. It was really good. I had the filet. Not the filet, but I had a skirt steak. I had a skirt steak, and their house salad is amazing, bro. And price-wise, man, not that bad. That's pretty much what we normally spend when we go out, bro. So check out Mamo's, man, in Brickell. You know what I mean? Just type it in Mamo's Brickell. It'll come right up, or, you know, downtown Miami or whatever. It'll come right up, bro. And it is so good. Right, Komodo, it's like, so just a couple down, going away from the bridge. Like if you're by Komodo's and you walking away from the bridge, right? It'll be on your left-hand side, same side of the street as Komodo, but going down towards where Fresh&Fit used to film out of, going down towards the Panorama building. But just a couple buildings down, Mamo's really nice, man. Hit them up for a reservation too. I would definitely hit up Open Table just to be sure. But great place for lunch or early dinner. Great place. And yo, I know you probably down there with sand because Dr. B like to bring sand to the beach. But, bro, you want to go in there. There's always women at that bar eating by themselves, right? Trying to get themselves a top-tier man because that's where the game is. These women know they got to go to the nice restaurants and to the nice lounges and to the, more legit pool parties to find these dudes. So, bro, if you're ever in Miami, that's the place to be. That's the place to be. So let's continue.
My disagreement of what Anton just said is that living that lifestyle ain't nothing for you. When we know that that's not true, depending upon the symmetry of their face, how many of these women that live this type of lifestyle, and I'm not talking about the women in the room, I think all of them is cooked, at least the ones that are currently speaking right now.
They are.
But how many of them, just because they look good, they live roaring damn 20s and they get wifed up by a simp in their damn 30s? Too many of these feminine men of today will accept a woman who is not modest, doing haram ass shit in their past, just to have a pretty face sitting right up next to them.
I seen you when I said, "Oh, she for the streets" immediately.
Never.
Honest to God. Honest to God.
Yeah. So everybody's just for the street. Yeah.
She probably the most logical person.
No.
I can't even. I'm not gonna push it past her either because she could be selling too. I'm not. No. Let's be clear.
Get him, sis. You're the most logical.
No. She the most logical, but I don't put shit past her either. Don't trust no chick. Never trust a woman.
Yeah.
But she the only logical one in her answers. Half of y'all couldn't even answer the fucking question logically.
It's true.
They asked y'all, what do you think the average is? Y'all talking about your own preferences.
She got it right.
No. She got sense.
Yeah.
But she's smart. She gon' play the nigga that she
Yeah,
with.
she's smart.
She gon'
gonna run on
chance.
Boss.
I don't care how fast he runs. I don't care how many bronze medals he got. That nigga is gonna get played.
Gold, silver, and bronze. But
Shout out
who's
to him.
counting?
Yeah, he sound like a good guy.
Shout out to him.
And look, so apparently she's dealing with a guy who's probably an Olympian, gold, silver, and bronze medals. That's what's up, right? She is on par with, in my opinion, she's on par with Travis Hunter's wife. She's just cooler. She's older. She's more gamed up. She's more mature, right? She's about to smack the wall, and I think she's probably smart enough to realize that. I do remember watching. In fact, when I landed on this, the night that they actually shot it, she was talking, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm a DJ, and I'm in LA," and she was doing some stuff. So she understands the Hollywood game, right? She understands how to use her sexuality to get into the right rooms. She's DJing, right? And that's the best way to get into the rooms. Because if she's a good DJ and she's female in LA, the Hollywood folks gonna pick you up. Hey, you want to come DJ this after party for the Oscars? Or for Golden Globes, or for the American Music Awards, or for you name the event. Hey, do the after hours for this red carpet event we're doing for the Fantastic Four. She's gonna get a call. I guarantee you she's an actress. I guarantee you she has an agent. And her agent probably told her, like, you need to do something else. Either do stand-up or do improv or DJ or something like that. She's like, oh, I could DJ. And that's going to get you into the room. That's going to get you opportunity. And what did it get her? It got her an Olympian. I'm assuming they're talking about gold, silver, and bronze. I'm assuming she's messing with an Olympian. And here's the thing. She on Fresh and Fit, and she's supposed to be dealing with an Olympian. You want to talk about the most embarrassing. His dudes, that guy, whoever this dude is, this athlete is who's messing with her, his friends are sitting around watching Fresh and Fit, watching this clip because this is going viral. And like, yo, that's your girl. They talking about you. You the dude with the gold, silver, and bronze medals? You the one? And then she's gonna go back to him and like, oh, I just, I was just in character. I just did that. She'll probably tell me, like, all that scripted. I just did it for the platform. It's fine. It went viral. I got a little bonus. She's gonna be lying because Fresh and Fit don't pay no girls nothing. That's not like whatever podcast. Brian from whatever podcast, from what I understand, he pays them, and I ain't mad at him. Whatever you got to do to get him to that table to get your content. But that's what she's gonna tell this Olympian. And he's going to fall for it like a blind roofer because he has no game. Simple as that. The dude has no game. This your woman. You taking her around to your folks talking about this my woman and she on Fresh and Fit. Please. Nothing against Myron and Fresh. But if I'm dealing with a woman and I'm considering her long term and she tells me she's going to be on Fresh and Fit, oh, man, that's not good. You're going to be, hey, baby, I'm going to go to Miami. I'm going to be on Fresh and Fit.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, we got a problem, Houston. We got a problem. That's a Mayday call right there. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. I got to bail out on this one. And again, it's nothing against Fresh and Fit. Nothing against Myron and Fresh. It's just that lets me know what type of woman I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with a woman who's going to go on the panel on Fresh and Fit. Right? If Myron and Fresh have asked you to the show so they can interview you because you're the best DJ in the country, or your financial prowess or your networking skills is second to none. Oh, that's one thing. Oh, you're going to do an interview on Fresh and Fit. All right, cool. That's what's up. No, I'm going to be on the panel with the other girls. Oh, you got to go. You got to go. You got to go. This is over. I'm not going to tell her that, though, and neither should you guys. If you're dealing with a woman and she does something that's like completely disqualifies her from being long-term, so you want to put her back into the rotation, don't you tell her. Just put her back in the rotation quietly. Don't make a scene. Oh, it's okay. No, you go ahead, babe. You go ahead. It's all good. Yeah, you do you. That's going to be great. Yeah, it's a great idea. Whatever. That's a great idea. Then, tell her to put on those real tall boots you like to go up past her knees and come back out just wearing them boots and bend over the couch. Because that's where she needs to go, bro. That's your play thing now. That's not going to be your long term. Could you imagine you're this Olympian? You've been on the world stage, gold, silver, bronze, and you walking around with this woman talking about she my woman and she on Fresh and Fit talking shit?
Yeah, sound like a good guy.
Yeah, he does.
He in trouble though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with me for sure.
Oh, wait, is it still in jar now?
No, he's out, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he here.
Yeah, this happened a while ago, didn't it?
He was just. Well,
no, I'm saying this Miami Beach thing happened a while ago.
In December.
Okay. Oh, December. Oh shit.
Oh wow.
Okay, end of last year. All right. What else do we got here?
So that whole thing, man. Again, Don DeMarco to Myron Fresh and Anton.
Don DeMarco.
That whole thing was insane. Anton was savage in that one. Absolutely savage. Wow. It was just wow. Wow. So we're going to go from the savageness of what we just watched. And now we're going to move over. This next clip, man, is from Diary of a CEO clips. Dr. Orion Taraban was on Diary of a CEO. I'm still waiting for that. I don't know when this came out. I was trying to find it. Maybe this came out last year. I don't know, but this clip is fresh. I'm hoping that they're just putting out the clips and then they're going to put out the full interview because I really want to hear this interview. But this is Dr. Orion Taraban talking to my man from Diary of a CEO, and they're talking about the title of the video is "This is the #1 fastest way to attract beautiful women." And this is something that dudes just don't realize, man. And this is why the red pill ain't going nowhere. This is why Fresh and Fit ain't going nowhere, right? This is why this space is here to stay, because so many men don't understand. They don't know these things. Like y'all should know these things. To me, it's like being a fish and not knowing how to swim. Like, what do you mean you don't know these things? But they don't. Guys really believe that I'm just going to be a good guy and I'm going to treat her, you know, like the queen that she is. And like, you don't even know her, bro. Queen or 304, bro. You don't know. You don't know. You got to get to know her first. Is she trying to flex on you? Is she trying to run your pockets? You don't know. The easiest way to find out is to ask her on a coffee date and see if she goes or not. But Dr. Orion Taraban gives you a more clinical view on how to deal with today's dating market, which I think is great. And, you know, what Anton just did, savage. You need to see that every now and then. Again, those women sat there. None of them got up and left. None of them were yelling at him. No one was calling him names. They were sitting there listening to what he had to say. Why? Because they respect this guy on some level. And because it was mostly hood women, I think they respect the guy because they know where he comes from. Like, they could tell. You can sit down and talk to somebody, you know, like, this man is from the trenches. This dude got it out the mud for sure. He got it out the mud. So they going to listen to you. You know, why is it they go off on Myron? Why is it they go off on Fresh? They don't necessarily get that from Myron or Fresh. You know what I mean? And Myron and Fresh will tell you, like, we're two nerdy dudes who figured it out. And Myron and Fresh went in the hood like that. Fresh didn't even grow up here. He was in the islands. That's like a whole different life over there. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, Myron had a mom and dad with strict religious views and morals, and they kept him on the right path. So, them women ain't going to necessarily tolerate too much. But when you're a hood dude and they sense that, it's like, man, this dude is here. They know, like, well, he's here. He did something. He's here. They research Fresh and Fit. They know how big they are. Like, okay, the guy's here. Right? He's getting a cosign from these Myron and Fresh, and they know Myron and Fresh are doing really well financially. Like, the dude's telling you, he's running it down. Like, yeah, I do 70 million views a month on one of my channels. One of them. Best believe they're going to look that up as soon as the show is over because, you know, Fresh and Fit take the phone from these girls. So, yo, this is true game in its purest form. So now, Anton, I keep saying Anton is going to give you that street perspective. Dr. Orion Taraban is going to give you more of a societal, clinical perspective, man. So let's check this out. Let me pull this up. And hopefully we'll be able to do it. The fastest way to attract a woman. And it's not going to be what most people think. I'm just here to tell you, I'm going to tell you up front. It's not what most people think. There it is. Definitely going to be glitching, but hey, we're going to power through this, y'all. We're going to power through it. Let's go.
What other things should I be thinking about in terms of seduction? If I want to be, because one of the central things I need to understand is you've said that the pickup artist is community and is what actually attractive to
almost always the response is, I want a kind man. I want a man who is loving. Usually the guy in question is listening to that and be like, well, what the fuck's the problem? It's like, I'm kind of shit. Like, I don't get it. Like, I need to be kinder. And they start to think that these women are necessarily lying to these men, but they're leaving out the most important part. One of my most popular YouTube videos is the part that women always leave out that speaks exactly to this problem, which is that women do want those things that they list off when men ask them that question. They just want them from the men that they're attracted to.
Facts.
They want the men they're attracted to be kind and to be loving and to be generous and to make them feel safe. But it's not like being kind and generous and making women feel safe is going to lead them to feeling attracted to you. And that's the part that women leave out, and men in their, let's say, naive but good-hearted intention to give women what they want and to be a better mate for them, they just totally lose out on. So it's better to be attractive. Like, if you want to be good at the game of mating and dating, you have an easier time the more the most vulnerable organ in a woman to seduction is her mind, erogenous zone. And if you female feminine communication, let's put it that way. Feminine communication is very different from masculine communication. Both. But masculine communication is about the conveyance of information using semantic words. I know that the message has been received if you can more or less summarize that message back to me. It's like, I understood the content of what you said. And communication is very different. It's more like emotional resonance. And communication.
Like I said, he's giving us the clinical version of everything. In the chat, I put out the address to Mamo's just in case anybody's wondering what that is. That's Mamo's address. It's a cool spot, bro. If you're ever in Miami, if you're ever in Brickell, check out Mamo's, man. That's the address right there. And I'm not getting paid to do that, although hopefully we'll grow this channel and we'll be able to start getting paid to send folks. I would love to have an affiliate link to Mamo's, Mr. Chow, and Sexy Fish, Dirty French, what else? Carbones. I mean, it's a million places I would love to have an affiliate link to. Shit, I would love it. They just paid for my meal. I mean, last time I was at Carbones, bro, it was $800. So I would just love that. Yo, just get this meal on the house for me. You know what I mean? But yeah, Mamo's is a great place, especially for like a lunch or early dinner. But the communication thing is so true. And we all know it, man. Like the way men communicate is more direct and all that. And the way women communicate is all about the feelings and conveying those feelings and all that. It's really difficult, bro. And the bad boys don't even care. People were like, well, should I care? The ones who do care, the guys, like I've been the bad boy and I've been the good boy. I've done both. And I have had far more success being the bad boy than I ever had being the good boy. Every time I was the good dude, it ended in a train wreck every single time with me getting my face cracked. Right? And I think in my lifetime, I've done it maybe 3-5 times max. I really fell for a woman and it just didn't work. And it's funny because it's like that same woman. If I just came like I normally did to just do what I normally do, man, we would have smashed everything. 3-day rule would have been the fact, it'd have been whatever. It'd have been cool. And it probably wouldn't have worked as far as the relationship probably would have ended, but at least I would have smashed, right? And that's like a dude's mentality. Like, well, at least I would have smashed. I went through all this, did all this nice stuff, did all these things, and I didn't even get to hit. And that's a thing, right? And that's why I tell these dudes, I'm like, bro, y'all got to understand, right? Understand that that's how the game is played. Don't get mad. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. But it all boils down to communications, bro. And when women say that they want these kind of things, like I want a guy who's going to be this, this, and this, he's going to be more sensitive, he's going to be more caring, he's going to be more likable, blah, blah. She's describing the things that she wants, the dude that she wants to act like. She wants the top tier guy to do all those things because all the bottom tier dudes are doing that already. And that's why it's so confusing for guys, right? Let's continue.
Has been received when I can succeed in provoking in you a comparable or analogous emotional experience, the one that I went through, or about same frequency as well. And that's really important for men to understand, because that leads to a lot of disagreements and arguments between men and women in their long-term relationships, where sometimes women are attempting to get men to feel the way that they currently feel. but men are paying attention to what they're actually saying. And they're saying, why are you bringing this up now? Or that's not factually accurate. I don't understand. And it's because of this failure of intersexual understanding. The woman is trying to provoke in the man the emotional state so that he can understand, like in his bones, what it feels like to have been her in that moment.
Dudes don't care.
But the men are just some men are just so literal. They're so functionally fixed on the semantic content of language.
I don't need to know how you were feeling when the bear chased us out of the woods. I just need you to know that you need to run now and we need to get safe. And once we get safe, right, we can talk about your feelings. But women, like, I need you. How many times have you heard a woman say that to another woman, or maybe to you? I need you to really feel what I felt in that moment. Like, I don't care how you felt in that moment. How about we just don't have another moment like that? That's the man. Like, well, just don't do that. This is a bad look, so let's not do that again. Women are just completely different, right? It's completely different. But again, what Myron says is true. And I tell guys this as well. If you're dealing with a woman, she has to really be into you. She has to like you more than you like her. In other words, you have to be willing to walk away. Like, you need to have that, right? And you're going to be okay. Like, I tell people that it sucks when I say it, but then they're like, man, we hate to hear this, but it's like true. The person who's willing to walk away from the relationship has the upper hand. They have the leverage. You need that to be you, right? You don't, you know, and Dr. Orion Terabang, he talks about the adorer and the adored, right? Like, you need to be adored. Right? And if you have, if the woman knows that you're willing to leave her if she gets out of pocket, and she's not going to get out of pocket. She's going to continue to adore you. She's going to continue to stay in your frame. She's going to continue, right, to do what she needs to do to keep you in her life. If it's the other way around, bro, the minute she doesn't get what she's looking for, or she finds something better, she's gone. She's gone. And you're going to be that dude from that Doobie Brothers song, What a Fool Believes. We're going to break that down tomorrow. What a Fool Believes. We're going to break that song down because I want you guys to understand something. This red pill stuff is not new. This stuff has been going around since humans been walking upright, right? I'm pretty sure there's people somewhere we haven't discovered it yet that painted some stuff on the wall with some red pill messaging on the wall for the other cavemen. This is not new. And What a Fool Believes, that song, we're going to break down the lyrics. And that song came out in 1978, if I'm not mistaken. Let's get back to it.
And the truth is that words are both. Words always have this defined semantic meaning, but they also are in different containers of emotion. Mm-hmm. Like, every word can be said with any different emotional content possible. You can say the word please seductively. You can say the word please threateningly. You can say the word please pathetically. I mean, that's what actors do, right? Wow. They invest this script, which are just enchanting. Hmm. If you can do both, if you can be very particular with your words, and you can invest it with some degree of emotional content, you can be a very charismatic communicator.
Way more than the other?
Absolutely. They lean more towards the semantic information.
Just like logic, just
absolutely
like a robot.
Yeah, well, sometimes there's definitely some robotic men out there.
And what women want is more of the emotional resonance.
Yes.
In how you're talking.
Yeah, they want a vibe. You know, it's that Shakira song. It's starting to feel right. Her hips don't lie. So it's like, it's this mood that's being generated where the two people, the two dancers, the two players begin to occupy a shared private world. And within that world, the rules don't always apply. We've created a different bounded universe, and that's going on. It's just you and me here, and we can then play according to the rules that we
old school great hit of hits, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us, you and I. Da 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 da. Another great song. Y'all notice how the songs have changed over the generations as well. We don't have any great tunes like that anymore, right? We don't have Take It to the Limit. We don't have those kind of songs anymore. We don't have songs like Crying Eyes, Take It to the Limit, and Crying Eyes, the Eagles. Lion Eyes, Your Lion Eyes. We're going to break that song down too. I just want you guys to know that this message is not new, bro. Like when you listen to the Eagles, Her Lion Eyes, bro, when we break that down, that's going to be a separate show. But when we break that down, y'all gonna just be like, odd. Like, what? Eagles was on some hardcore red pill talking points like that. It was just the uncomfortable truth kind of stuff. And, the Eagles were doing this at their peak. This is when they hit. And they was out there smashing everybody. And they writing songs about it, man. Look at Her Lion Eyes over there. That whole song is about some young girl who wound up getting with some dude who was older and had money, but she was longing for somebody else. But we're going to get into that too.
So I'm going to get my hygiene right. I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to get a new outfit.
Sounds like you're doing pretty good.
I'm going to learn how to talk. Focusing on to make sure that I increase my probability of just inviting someone in to the house.
Those things are the most important. A lot of guys get too focused on money at this stage. And the fact of the matter is that money is what I call an attraction proxy. You don't need money to get laid. You don't need money to attract attention. It's one way. Like, it will absolutely attract attention if you go to the VIP section and order bottle service and you're throwing around tens of thousands of dollars.
That was my whole strategy when I was 21.
Wow. You had tens of thousands of dollars thrown around. Good for you.
It was just a pre-25 strategy that converted well for shallow relationships and stuff. But other than that,
it can work. But
converted well for childhood relationships. That means that he got to smash all the women that he wanted to. He was sub 25 years old, dropping $10,000 or more in the club on a given night. Yeah, he's bringing some dimes back. Dimes, mind you, dimes. And he's over in the UK, over in London. He's bringing back some dimes. So if he's throwing around $10,000 like that, bottle service, imagine what his crib looks like. Imagine what kind of car he was driving. So killing the game. Easy for him to get what he wanted, which he just wanted to smash some pretty girls. Easy. But then he had no understanding. So when you couple him, like, he's going out here doing this thing, but he's losing out to the brokey with game. He's losing out to the Andrew Tate, the Tristan Tates before they had the money. He's losing out to them dudes because they got game, no money. Like, bro, I got to bring you back to my homeboy's flat. We on the sofa. But beautiful women to do that if they into you, bro. They'll come back and go into the basement. They'll come back and, go into the dirty, your roommate's dirty apartment. They'll go do that. And if it's too dirty, they're like, hey, just come back to mine. They'll bring you back to their crib. But you don't need $10,000 in bottle service to bag them. It makes it easier if your intent is to do what old boy said is like childish things. You're just saying, yeah, he was just smashing. Right? Is that childish or that just being a human? You tell me.
The same token, I guarantee that there is an unemployed man living in his parents' basement who's getting laid tonight.
Exactly.
Because he's a musician and he's playing at the local open mic on Tuesday.
Right.
You know
or
what
comedian,
I'm saying?
100%.
And he's up on stage. So if you're young and broke and you're not cute, then you have to find some way to stand out. By far, the most useful thing to attracting women is not money per se, because it's not always easy to tell who has money, especially in places like San Francisco. The billionaires dress like homeless people sometimes. And it's not necessarily power, because sometimes the most powerful individuals are actually hidden from the limelight, and that's what allows them to exercise their power with some degree of immunity. The most powerful people are probably not the most powerful people. The thing that works is fame, is renown. And renown can work at many different levels. You can be, and I learned this as an actor, which is how I got my start in New York City, is like I performed on some very small stages throughout my career to sometimes just a few people in the audience. But the fact of the matter is, for those 2 hours, if I was the lead and my name was on the marquee and the spotlight was on me, on some level, what I call as I was the contextual alpha. And within that tiny, almost insignificant world, I was at the top of that status hierarchy, and that's what gets you laid. Now, those same women had no interest in having a long-term relationship with me, and that's what kind of motivated me to take a hard look at the guy in the mirror and think, well, shit, why would a woman want to marry me? It's like I'm living in this one-room studio with roaches everywhere. It's like I'm broke. I'm living month to month. My lifestyle sucks. I don't really have much ambition except for this, let's say, very vague vision about becoming a successful actor, whatever that meant. I didn't really have a plan, and I didn't really have much to offer in terms of a long-term relationship. And so I said, okay, well, if this is something that I want, the cavalry isn't coming. I got to do it because no one else will. And I took kind of radical responsibility for my life and, started down a different path.
Which, bro, when I tell guys that y'all got to get out here and get you some experience, man, get some chicks under your belt, right? This is what I'm talking about. That's what he did. He was trying to be an actor, but he wasn't hurting for women like he's getting dimes, right? Why? Because it would come to his little playhouse, whatever, see him acting. Like you said, his name's on the marquee. You know what I mean? He's the dude starring in this thing, and everyone's talking about it. She's just gonna be all into you. Same thing in comedy, bro. I can't tell you how many times I've done shows in some random spot somewhere and come out of there with, you know what I'm saying, with a little something, something. With a little something, something. Come out of there with 7s and 8s. You know what I mean? Of course, you're going to come out of there with, between 4 and 6s or whatever. You know what I mean? But you come out of there with a little something, something. And they ready to just instantly. Why? Because social proof. Everybody was talking about you. You were, you were headlining that night. You were the last comic to go up. You had the room that night. It was doing good. Just, your jokes were hitting. Your timing was on point. Everybody want to come talk to you when it was over. Everybody come shake your hand, hug you, take pictures with you, all this kind of stuff. That's all they know about you in that moment is that you are the man right now. Right here in this moment, in this little world, you are the man. And they're ready to go smash. And, and it doesn't help that you know how to talk to people. You're not a weirdo. I didn't, and I had my foot in my mouth. I wasn't talking crazy. I wasn't groping her. You know what I mean? None of that. I'm just sitting back chilling. She come to sit on my lap. She whispering in my ear talking about, hey, what are you doing later? Like later when? Like later tonight. You want to come to my place? Like, sure. She whispering that in my ear, like bet is on. Is on. Right? And they just sitting back and you hugging other chicks and other women might be saying stuff. They see the girls trying to flirt with you as well. That's the social proof that they talk about. There's nothing that can top that. But you got to know how to, you got to know how to seal the deal, so to speak. You got to have that experience. You got to get out there and learn. Like, okay, you got to learn which girl is bullshit and which girl is really down. You got to learn. You got to learn that the girl next door is just as freaky as the 304 we just saw. Those 304s on Fresh&Fit. The girl next door could be just as freaky. You got to learn that. Right? You just got to see how she handles herself. All right, is she cool with it? She gonna, you know what I mean? Keep this on the low. Right? You got to see how many married women are out here setting it up with other dudes. Y'all got to see it. And these are the women you would think that would never. Like, nah, she would never. Like, bro, yes, she will. Yes, she will. The only way you're going to learn that is to actually get out there and experience it firsthand. That's the only way you're going to learn it.
We talked about attraction. As you move down through that funnel, the next challenge becomes actually keeping someone.
Yeah.
And it's funny enough, because in my early 20s, although I could seemingly attract women at this point,
to keep a man or a woman. Those are two different problems. Some people actually make great long-term partners, but they're terrible at attracting. They're terrible at the marketing. Other people, they get the marketing down, but they lack the substance, or they can't really go the distance from one way or the other. And so it's harder then to keep their partners around. They're two different problems. The solution for one does not apply to the other.
Facts.
In particular, the vast majority of attraction is based on projected fantasy.
Okay.
I don't know who you are. I just see the outside. And I'm going to approach you because I like that outside. And my attraction is going to fill in the gaps in my knowledge base with what I want to see there.
Okay, I see where he's going with this. And this is something that I talk about on this platform all the time, bro. Allow the woman to continue with whatever her fantasy is, whatever that hamster wheel in her brain is coming up with, just allow that to happen. This is why I'm always saying, hey, fellas, make sure you don't put your foot in your mouth, right? This is the kind of stuff that Dose of Game talks about, right? When you listen to Dose of Game, go check out his content. When you listen to what he's talking about, bro, he's basically just like, you just sit back and let it happen. That's what I'm hearing right now. Maybe that's what Orion's talking about right now. You just sit back and you let it happen. Because if you jump in there and insert whatever it is you about to insert, you're going to mess up her fantasy. So now she doesn't see you the way she wants to see you, and therefore you just destroyed the moment.
That's why I talk about, I made an episode about how most men blow the first date. They blow the first date by talking too much. They talk too much out of the
Yo, the thing kicked me out again, guys. I don't know why the Matrix is attacking me, man. I don't know why the Matrix is attacking me. It kicked me out again, y'all. It kicked me out. But that's all right, though. I'm going to try to load this up. You know, I might have to just end with this right here, bro. I was going to try to, I got a Michael Certain video also lined up, but you know what? I'm going to save that one for later. But it's linked in the description below, so make sure y'all check it out. But yeah, man, like StreamYard is hating me right now, bro. StreamYard is absolutely hating me right now. But we're gonna try to finish up this last little bit of the video. I'm gonna run it back just a hair. But like you said, man, dudes mess up. They get on a date with a girl and they keep trying. They try too hard, they shove their foot in their mouth and they mess it up. I've seen that a billion times. I'll see it a billion more. Guys just don't understand. Sit back and let it happen. This is why you gotta you gotta go to a platform like A Dose of Game and listen to what he's saying. His videos are short and sweet, bro. Listen to what he's saying. And the overall theme is to sit back and let it happen, player. Just sit back. Learn how to keep the conversation going. You know who mastered that? You know who has absolutely mastered just allowing women to just talk? It's Fresh. Partly because, you know, he has that speech impediment. So he's, you know, of course he's worked on that. He doesn't stutter nearly as much as he used to. He's been working on that. But because he had that impediment, he mastered the art of allowing her to continue to just talk. He just, you know, he'll just, you know, reflect back what she's saying, or he'll say something, you know, just to keep the conversation going, but let her keep going, you know, kind of read back some of the stuff that she already said. He's mastered that. I've seen him do it. Be sitting there just listening, you know what I mean? Because we're just all sitting around and I just, you know, she's talking and then she'll stop talking, like, you're not even listening to me. And then he'll say to her what she just said. He's like, I am listening. And then she goes right back to talking again. That's the way you do it, bro. Let her continue to spin that narrative in her head of who she believes you are, who she hopes you are, who she wants you to be, and you'll be just fine, bro. And by the time she figures it out, I mean, bro, y'all done already entwined, let's say, but let's continue.
And so I need to be very careful not to disabuse you of that hope too quickly. Right? It's actually the key to transitioning from one disappointment. Right?
Facts.
And you have to do this, because if you don't do it, then what do you end up with? You end up in a relationship where, and that's probably not sustainable, but it's certainly not very satisfying.
And there'll be a sudden disappointment.
There generally is. I talk about that in the book. The crisis of disappointment is one of the first crises that all nascent relationships must pass through. And on some level, the relationship doesn't even begin in earnest until couples go through the crisis of disappointment, where either through betrayal, it's been based up until that point, shatters. And the person is really no different from who he or she was the day before, but he or she's going to feel completely different, because it's almost like the scales have dropped from your eyes and you're seeing this person. And maybe what seemed cute and lovable and adorable just a week ago now is completely infuriating and difficult to live with. Sometimes the very things that we're most attracted to tend to be the things that we dislike most about our partners further down the road.
Wow. Don DeMarco to this brother right here.
Don DeMarco.
So make sure y'all watch the rest of that clip. It's linked in the description below. Make sure you watch the rest of that clip. Check out that Michael Certain clip anyway. He talks about why hot girls, beautiful women don't go out anymore. Talks about that. I am definitely going to fix this issue with StreamYard. It must be my computer. If I got to defrag, whatever I got to do, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do what I got to do, because there's definitely something wrong. Because this is very important. I really appreciate y'all for rocking out with me. For those who are watching on Team Replay, man, I appreciate y'all for just digging, hanging in there with all the glitches and all that. But like, even if you don't watch this entire video, watch those clips that I posted and really think about what's being said. That Anton being savage, bro, that's very important to watch. Make sure you watch that. What Dr. Orion is talking about here, extremely important, right? It's the fantasy that people, they spin this narrative. Don't even realize they doing it. They got this person and they, that honeymoon phase, everything is great. The Google eyes are up, right? Got on the rose-colored glasses, and then all of a sudden you see them for who they really are. And now you disappointed. Like I said, you got to manage that disappointment. Right? So that's insane. I never heard it quite put that way, but I see exactly what he's talking about. And historically, you were just like, whatever, this is the person I'm with, I'm going to love them warts and all. But now we got technology. And with today's technology, you're like, no, I can do better. I can do better. When I find the guy that I want, I'm never going to lose this feeling. Right? Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. You know what I'm saying? So you need to understand that if you're out here in this, out here in these trenches, you're out here in this today's sexual marketplace, you need to understand what you're dealing with. You need to understand these things. And that will put you in a position where you're better suited to find a long-term committed wife or a long-term committed mate, like someone who's looking for what you're looking for. And remember, you got to make sure that you're willing to walk away. I know it sounds cruel, sounds harsh, but you need to be willing to walk away. You need to be the adored, not the adorer. Right? Remember that, y'all. So I'm going to leave it there. I apologize for all that glitching, guys. I really do. I'm so sorry, but I'll get that squared away. Shout out to Brother Dose of Game. He popped in for a hot second, man. Make sure y'all go over there and check out his platform. I was actually trying to get his link and put it in the chat, and that's when it kicked me out of here. It kicked me all the way out when I was trying to download his link. It kicked me right out of the studio. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm going to figure it out. We're going to get back to where we were before with our seamless, videos without all this glitching. I'm going to get back to it, guys. I promise you, by the time y'all see me tomorrow, I will have this sorted out. Appreciate you rocking out with me, man. As always, take care. Make sure y'all working on yourselves, man. Remember, you want to be the best version of yourself, male or female. You want to be the best version of yourself. Ladies, you don't have to be alone. Men, you don't have to be invisible. Do the work. Get to the finish line. There are plenty of women there waiting on you, fellas. I promise you. So that's it. That's all I got, man. I'm DL Saint. I'll holler at y'all later. Good night.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.